So I drive in there. There's nobody. I mean, nobody in the emergency room. I park. I get in. I go. They give me a CAT scan. The doctor comes out and he goes, "Well, you've lost about 50% of your orbital floor." I'm like, "Excuse me?" He goes, "Yeah, you need to go home and find you an ophthalmologist and a surgeon." And comes to find out, I end up losing 90% of my orbital floor.
So what are they?
He lost 90% of the orbital floor, the bottom part of the orbital bone. Holy moly. I gotta hear what happens here. I actually haven't heard of a case like this. So let's just go into this.
My optic nerve is setting right on top of a jagged piece of bone.
Oh my God.
If I'd have got hit in the right side of my head again, there's a good chance I'd have lost my eye.
Hello there, Adam Cardona for Lee Healer Sports Massage, and we're going to be going into looking at a video. I know we've done celebrity workout reviews in the past, and all of you really enjoyed it, but now let's start talking about injuries and athletic injuries. One of the places I'm going to be looking at will be like NFL and other sports like that. But I'm going to take it back to my roots because when I grew up, one of the things I really liked was professional wrestling, like that WWE sports entertainment style wrestling. Could have been ECW, could have been WCW, but I really enjoyed all that stuff. So I want to actually go into talking about an injury. And today I want to actually talk about one of my personal favorite characters, the Undertaker. And I want to talk about, he was actually interviewed in a recent interview. It looks like it was released about 6 months ago, but Undertaker's been on a whole bunch of podcasts interviewing with people, talking about different aspects of his career. And I'm a big fan of some of his work, but I really want to just talk about one of his worst injuries. So I'm going to actually bring it up on a different screen right now. So let's do that.
Punishment you guys go through, but then to be, because we go through punishment, but I also know from being a little bit heavy for a pro skateboarder that it's a harder hit. And you're way bigger than you're way bigger than anybody that has ever been a pro skateboarder.
Yeah,
with those slams.
Yeah, I mean, that's
a big
all,
guy.
but I guess it all kind of weighs out. Like we're hitting usually on a mat. You guys are hitting concrete and rails.
Yeah,
and stuff like
we had that conversation with Darby, but the consistent abuse and the consistent night after night after night. I mean, you were doing it at a time when no one was really getting much break, right?
No. I had early on in my career with WWE, I had an 8-year stretch where I averaged 250 dates a year. I would go out.
And some of those are like cage matches and stuff.
Where cage matches, but they all kind of run together because there was a time I did 35 nights in a row.
That's unreal,
and that's a different city too.
So
that's a huge abuse on the body. Wow, 35 nights in a row. Ooh, let's hear more.
Time to heal and rest.
No.
You're just straight on the plane.
No, you're straight on the plane, or you're straight in the car, and we didn't have. I mean, it's really cool now to see how our industry has evolved.
Yeah.
In the sense that now we have doctors that travel with us. We have trainers that we have a medical team that anytime that something happens now, there's somebody on it immediately. Yeah. Early on, you guys
weren't icing and stuff.
Right? Oh no, I mean not.
Wow. So yeah, they went through it hardcore and brutal. These guys, they're admirable because, you think, oh, wrestling's fake. But when you get these injuries, the injuries are real. It doesn't matter. Even if you're like fake punching and you're not giving full force on those punches, he's still body slamming guys, throwing them on a mat. Yeah, that's good. That's going to leave a mark. If you think working out's going to leave you sore, try doing that professional wrestling brutally. I think he started late 90s late 1980s, early 1990s. The Undertaker. He had one of the most prolific careers of all time. He was in it until the next century, until it switched from the 20th century to 21st century. So let's hear more.
That's how injuries occur when somebody's doesn't have their cardio and can't keep up in a match.
Cardio is important. You gotta have, even if you're strong, you gotta be able to keep up. Any athletic performance on that professional level, even if you have to be big and bulky, you have to have a strong heart. You have to be able to move and be able to just perform. So yeah, I can only imagine, how did he compensate? Sounds like it's going to be an issue.
This is exactly what happened. We're in the match and I'm flying around and he was supposed to be someplace.
He didn't get there in time. Right.
So he tried to compensate, and instead of hitting me, with this part of his arm, he lunged, and I'm coming off of the ropes full steam, and basically run right straight into a big punch.
Woo! He went into a punch instead of catching the soft part of a guy's forearm. Oh yeah, so let's see what he hurts. That sounds like that was it. What happens here?
Hand hits me in my eye socket.
Oh,
and then I have an orbital blowout fracture.
Yeah.
Wow, an orbital blowout fracture. Oh, it could have been any orbital bones or the bones around your eye. You know, you have it's more than one bone that makes up the orbital bone fracture. It's about 3 if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's like swelling of the eye, loss of vision. You could even get like a sunken eye from it even after you heal, and even have a droopy eyelid. These are just some of the things that could happen when you're recovering from an orbital bone fracture. Oof. But he looks normal. But geez.
Right. We get back. So I think I've just caught one, right? I'm going to have a shiner. It is what it is.
No, not with that.
We're driving back. We were kind of staying in Boston and making all these little towns around Boston on this particular loop. And my manager, Paul Bearer, was driving. I'm sitting in the car, and I didn't even really blow my nose. I just kind of went like that.
That's how you do it.
And
fighters do it all the time.
My face it blew up.
Yeah.
And so I did have a bag of ice. So I put the bag of ice back on it. It goes back down. And
wow, yeah, he's lucky he had that bag of ice. That the wrestlers in those days didn't have bags of ice for the most part. But yeah, that's the swelling that I'm talking about. You could feel like it's normal, but then it just, and then you can't see. You have blurred vision. You know, he doesn't look like he has nerve damage, but that's just from like the output. His sensory might be a little bit damaged in terms of if he can use it or not. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he had loss of sight temporarily or double vision temporarily. Maybe he'll talk about it. I haven't watched this, so let's see what happens.
Like if I sneezed, anything my whole face just puffed out.
Yeah.
I think, I'm not smart enough at that particular time to realize that there may be something wrong with my, with my face. But
he must have been in his 20s. I remember being in my 20s, and you hurt yourself, and you don't realize how bad it is, and you're like to your friend, you're like, "This is bad, right? This is bad, right?" And then you realize how bad it is. He was probably at that younger age where he feels a little bit indestructible. I know you 20-year-old guys, you totally understand what I'm saying. You got that Wolverine-like healing ability, and you use it to your max, hopefully. I mean, I used it to my max when I was in my 20s. And if you take care of yourself, you got the right diet, that healing ability does last a bit longer.
It didn't affect your eyesight?
That one didn't. That one didn't. I end up.
Every time you broke your orbital.
I've broken both of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
he's broken both orbital bones. Oh, I don't think it sounds like it wasn't at the same time, but geez, that's what happens when your career is just taking punches in the face. Eventually, when they connect and they get you right in that eye socket, and you get an orbital bone fracture or something, yeah, it will happen. A career of getting punched in the face will do that to you.
Wrestle 2 more nights. And
hell, doesn't it blow up just shaking your head?
Yeah, it would, but it was, back then our mentality was, if you walk, you go to the ring.
Yeah,
because it's when you don't show up to event.
If you walk, you go to the ring. That's why all of us thought it was fake. Because there's a whole degree of stoicism that was actually introduced into their culture. So they're not going to show the weakness. Sure, as they beat each other down, it's like watching Mortal Kombat or even playing one of those WWE games. You see the energy bar start to go down, but then all of a sudden, new match, and it's brand new, it's full. So it's the same exact thing. And these guys are just taking beatings, still recovering from their injuries, act like they weren't injured. Much respect going out to the professional wrestlers of sports entertainment.
And we're struggling it too. Our business isn't like it is now. So anytime that you miss a show or something like that, it adversely affects the next time we run that city, because people will think about well, I bought tickets to see such and such, and he didn't show, so am I going to do it again? So there's that mentality. You got to go to the ring. You got to work. It's what's best for business. And
what's best for business? Put your glutes on the line and see if you can survive. That's why I'd rather make a buck like this, taking care of people in the treatment rooms and making some good educational entertainment for you guys, both educational and entertaining, so that way you can make yourself better athletes and learn how to take good care of yourself. And if you like what you're watching so far, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you think you have a friend that would really enjoy this, share this video with them.
But anyway, so I'd worked 2 more nights, and I don't even remember what town it was, somewhere up there around Boston. And I was going to meet one of the other guys at a bar after the show. And we were staying in different hotels. So
Rest up.
we were going to replenish our fluids. And I couldn't find the bar. And so I'm driving back to my hotel. It's about 12:30, 1 in the morning. And I see this, like, it's a kind of a rural area. And I drive by and I see a sign that sticking out, it says hospital. I said, you know what? I'm going to drive through there. And if there's nobody in the emergency room, I'm going to go get this thing checked out. I know something's not right. I just don't know what it is.
Oh my God, what a hero. This guy, he's like, yeah, I'm damaged. Oh, look, it's a hospital. Is it convenient? Okay, if it's convenient, I'll go get this checked out. But oh, to be young and dumb. It's wonderful.
Let's give hints.
So I drive in there. There's nobody in the emergency room. I park, I get in, I go, they give me a CAT scan. The doctor comes out and he goes, well, you've lost about 50% of your orbital floor. I'm like, excuse me? He goes, yeah, you need to go home and find you an ophthalmologist and a surgeon. And, comes to find out, I end up losing 90% of my orbital floor.
So what are they?
He lost 90% of the orbital floor, the bottom part of the orbital bone. Holy moly. I gotta hear what happens here. I actually haven't heard of a case like this. So let's just go into this.
My optic nerve is setting right on top of a jagged piece of bone.
Oh my God.
If I'd have got hit in the right side of my head again, there's a good chance I'd have lost my eye.
Oh my God. He would have lost part of his eye because of a floating bone. Look, this, guys, ladies too, this is why when you do something and you think you're injured, and it's not hanging the right way, it's not moving the right way, get it checked out, because sometimes there's side effects like this with if his optic nerve would have got severed, he would have not had any vision in his right eye. So that's also why I just tell you, take care of things. If you hurt yourself and you're not sure, get it checked out. Get it diagnosed and take the appropriate action, because you might be able to replace your phone, your computer, your car, but you can't replace your body. So proper maintenance is important in all stages, especially during injury.
And so anyway, it took 2 surgeons. They go in, they pick out all the bone fragments, and then they put in a
fake one, right?
Yeah, put in a fake one. And then years down the line, so he was one of the bigger guys, and then one of our littlest guys, like Rey Mystero.
Yeah,
he's a tiny guy.
Oh no, Rey Mystero. He probably got him with the 619, kicked him right in the face. That's what I'm going with. If it's Rey Mystero, got him with a 619.
Hard of a guy. He ended up jumping off of a top rope, and his ass was supposed to hit me in the chest, but it hit me right in the face.
wait.
He got Rikishi'd by Rey Mysterio Jr. I mean, that's oh, that's a good one.
You got your orbital broke by an anus?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was good.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, it's a very specific area of the ass, though.
It was a little dude.
Yeah, it was probably the tailbone. It's probably like the sacrum or the coccyx that hit him right in the face. But yeah, that is woo. Oh wow, he made an ass of himself there.
Dude, it was like it was
Must have a hot ass.
It was a bony ass, and it was right on the bridge of my nose.
Right.
So he lands, and then he drives me. I got all of his weight on my head, and I hit the mat and blew out my other one.
Did you know it at that time?
Oh, he blew out the other one. A butt to the face. Messed up his orbital bone, his left one. Wow. Oh, be careful. Be careful if someone's jumping at you and you're laying down, even if it's a kid. Actually, you know what? Kids would be the most likely to do something crazy like that. But wow. That is nuts. I mean, the May punching him in the face was like, okay, I get it, but a butt to the face. Oh my, a bum to the face. That is crazy.
Since you've already been through it.
I didn't know. I knew it was like possible, but
Yeah.
it broke my nose,
Oh,
and I got concussed all on this one deal.
Wow, what? Broken, and he got a concussion. What a stiff deal on that one.
You could tell.
that is a hot
Next
ass,
level.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about a lot of injuries on the show, and I don't think we've gone into this territory.
Yeah.
All right, so I mean that was enough right there. The Undertaker, he's gone through some stuff. Eventually, I want to look at like people like Mick Foley, who's like the king of injuries, talking about that. But when it comes to the orbital bone, that's something that in most cases, unless you're like the Undertaker, where it's like you've lost the entire floor or something, if it's just like a small fracture, most doctors aren't going to do surgery in that area. They're just going to tell you to heal, stay away from physical activity for about 3 weeks or greater, and that would be the normal thing that they would prescribe to you, only in crazy cases. But you got to get that CAT scan. But he got that CAT scan, and he got to know what the truth of the matter was. So right there, if you have injury, just get it taken care of. But also, one other thing I think that we really learned from this is don't let someone jump from the top rope and slam their butt in your face, because if that's the case, you might need a little bit of surgery to get something replaced. So, I mean, this is a good one. Let's continue on. If you want to actually watch even more stuff that's entertaining, like celebrity workout reviews, click here. If not, this customized video over here is going to do the trick for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.